Three, two, one. You humans are so interesting. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nefarious Reels. I'm the greatest detective alive, L.
And I am Willem Dafoe.
Yep, and we are Nefarious Reels, and we talk about bad movies. And
Mm-hmm.
this time, instead of our regular routine of the retro and modern picks, I decided to cash in my two movies for the Razzie Award, winning by
By
judgmental vote of JJ.
by tiebreaker, bastard.
Yeah, by
Fucking, you
tiebreaker.
paid him off. I know you did.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Fucking
yeah. That Venmo
filthy
went in
cheater.
perfectly. But yeah, so we're doing that, and for the first time, I think we've talked about animated movies before, but we've not talked about anime. So we're doing
Anime,
both
more
an
like Anna
I
gay.
Ew.
Ayo, I'm so fucking funny.
So funny. Comedy's back,
Yep.
guys. But yeah, we're doing an anime movie and a live action adaptation of an anime. And do you care which one we start off with first?
I mean, technically no. I mean, we could always just start with the one that released earlier.
Mm. I was thinking that, but I have not a lot to talk about with Earwig. So let's get Earwig and the Witch out first,
Okay.
if that's fine with you.
I mean, yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter which one goes first, I guess, since they're both
Yeah, I
technically
mean, it's
modern
just kind of
picks.
basically a free for all episode. So there's not an order we have to go in specifically.
I mean, you're the host. I guess you can technically start the discussion
Yeah.
whichever one you want, because you won through
I
illegal means, but
won
whatever.
by vote. Yeah.
You won through bribery because I didn't think cheating allegations would ever happen. I assumed this was a pure competition, so there wasn't a need for these kind of rules. But we're gonna be much harder next year.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're gonna get this started with the first Studio Ghibli 3D animated anime from the studio in Earwig and the Witch, directed by Hayao Miyazaki's son Goro,
The better Miyazaki.
if that's
Goro.
what you want to say.
He revolutionized the industry. He made the first CG Ghibli movie that's pretty
Yeah.
based. Like, take that, woke people.
Yeah, so this is a movie from 2020. And yeah, directed by Goro. This is his third feature film. His previous two being Tales from Earthsea in I think it was like 2006, and then Up from Poppy Hill were his other two. That was okay. From Up on Poppy Hill was 2011. Tales from Earthsea, 2006. Okay. So yeah, this is his third film, and it's based off a book of the same title where this girl, Earwig, she is sent to an orphanage by her mom, and she basically stays there until these two, the mandrake and a witch lady, go and
Baba
adopt her from the
Yaga.
orphanage, as normal witches and demons do. And they take her in. The witch uses her as another
Child
worker.
slave labor.
Yeah, this is just she's exploiting child labor to create more witchcraft stuff for her witch business. And there's a talking black cat,
A
because that's
talking
always the thing with.
cat?
Yes, a talking cat. Directed by David Ducato. But yeah, that happens, and that's really the premise of the movie. You don't learn a lot about anybody. So obviously, the Jedi, this is the first time you're seeing this. So what did you think about this masterpiece, if that's what you want to call it?
I didn't like it. It was pretty boring, and the characters that wasn't called the Mandrake were very unlikable or annoying. The Mandrake was the best
Very fair.
character.
The Mandrake was the best, and you learn a little bit about him. You learn a little bit more than most of them, I would say.
Yeah, he's an he's an author. I want to call him Arthur for some reason. He's an
Yeah,
author, and he was in a band, and he's got
and he was a
demons.
pianist.
And he has a penis.
Yep. And he's got these little flying demon things that can give him food whenever.
He's got the little flying demons from
for.
Anastasia. He's like, in the dark of the night, evil will find her. I mean, he basically is. He's playing music all the time. He probably could have.
Yeah, he could have.
But none of the characters are likable. Like, I think at the core of it, you're supposed to like Earwig. But Earwig is such like a little
you're supposed
brat.
to relate to the kid, obviously, but you really don't.
She's just like, adoption. Adults only look at us like dolls. I don't want to be adopted. I want to eat shepherd's pie forever here. Oh my god, Custard. Your name's Custard now forever.
Yeah, you're Custard, and you're a bitch.
You're my bitch.
But you're gonna do everything with me because I'm still your friend, even though I make fun of you all the time.
You're going to get murdered by the Martians with their 8 hands. Or their 8 arms. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna. Martians have 3 arms. Oh.
Shut up, Custard.
That's basically the dynamic right there.
It's a lot of kid stuff that you would expect from a movie like this, where it's just, she's kind of a dick to her guy friend, but it's out of all for fun.
It's all in the name of friendship. It's the classic trope, if she treats you like shit, it's because they actually like you.
Exactly. The real Earwig and the Witch was the friends we made along the way.
Why was her name even called Earwig anyway? I assumed it was because her mom hated her.
Either that or the band, I guess.
The band was called
because
Earwig.
The band was called Earwig, and she's like, I'm gonna name my kid after the band I broke up from and left.
I'm naming you after the dream you stole from me. She had
that could be
baby.
True, but...
She got chased by a bunch. There's like the 12 witches. Who are the 12 witches? Who fucking cares? They're just like
who cares
old.
about the 12 witches? We meet one and a mandrake.
Yeah, and that witch isn't even one of the 12 witches.
Yeah, he's a demon.
The mandrake.
Yeah,
and
so
Baba
that's
Yaga.
how it starts, and then she does the normal thing, at orphanages, just drops the baby at the front of the footsteps so the baby starts crying. And then they're like, oh, there's a child.
I like how the baby isn't wrapped up. It looks like she fucking threw her and the blanket got unraveled and just fell on the ground. Like, okay, here you are. And then fucking punch Earwig at the front door. She doesn't knock, she punched Earwig into the door. And that's how she does it.
Yeah, she's a expert in baby tossing.
Sorry, Earwig. I got 12 witches after me. I don't have time to knock on the door. You're just gonna have to
I don't have time to take care of you and raise you. I just need to get away from these witches.
It's okay. Your fucking smushy skull will protect your head when I kick you into the door. Well, pow.
Yeah, and have fun just being at this orphanage.
I'll be back, maybe.
Maybe not. Who knows? A lot of things are in the air right now.
And then there's a bunch of ghosts.
Yeah, there's ghosts in the cemetery. They scare the shit out of an old man and his dog.
And he dies of a heart attack.
Yeah,
and they're like, he died because he's old. Unlike us. We're kids.
We're kids. We're gonna live long.
We're gonna live forever.
Yeah. And we're going to be ghosts. And then Earwig and Custard, go to an abandoned church to see if they could find some spooky ghouls.
They're like, now that the old man died, the ritual is complete. And therefore a demon should appear any second now at the top of this church.
But that doesn't seem... But that doesn't seem to be the case. They just kind of
to
look
show
over
them
the
how
top of the
good
building.
friends they are, as literally fucking Earwig says, "Oh, Custard, no one will ever love you and want to adopt you because you fucking suck."
I know. Don't you love when like your friends in elementary school, like kindergarten, would say that to you?
Yeah, your parents never loved you.
Your
Remember,
parents
Custer's
actually never
family got
loved
like
you?
died in a fire, and it was deemed like
It's
intentional.
Yeah, it was because they hated you so much they wanted to die.
They killed themselves, Custer. That's what they did. They killed because
Yeah,
they
it
hated you and
wasn't.
they never loved you. You only have me, Custer. Never forget that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be your adoptive sister wherever you go because you can't handle anyone by yourself. Teehee. Hashtag
Teehee.
lol.
But she gets a taste of her own medicine where she gets adopted by fucking Baba Yaga and the Mandrake, I
Yeah,
guess. Well, really just Baba
yeah,
Yaga. The Mandrake's kind of there
yeah.
doing his own thing.
Bella Yaga, and then the Mandrake who just kind of sits around writing, playing the
He just
piano.
wants to play the
But
piano, write,
don't.
and eat like fucking food from train stations.
Yep. And there's one rule of the house is to not disturb him, or he just goes into full gamer rage mode.
Yeah, he goes full anti SJW rant.
He gets pissy when you don't fry bread the right way.
He's like, "What the
Because
fuck is this? You're a woman.
why
This
did
is
you
the
not
one thing
teach
you're
this
supposed to be
little
good at.
girl how to fry bread?
You're a woman. This is the one thing you're supposed to be good at.
You're supposed to teach this young girl how to cook.
Teach her place." You were fucking making the only good character like on par with the other characters. Yeah, but then the whole film is just Earwig's like, "Oh, if I help you with your fate, you'll teach me magic." And Baba Yaga's like, "What the fuck? No, I'm not gonna do that. Fuck you." No.
Oh, right. You did say you watched the dub. That's why you're talking in full British accents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, did you? Yeah, because I remember the first time I watched this, it was on HBO Max, and they're kind of inconsistent with how they tell you what is what because they have two different versions of the movie. Obviously, the Japanese and then the dub. And the first time I watched it was the dub, and I was like, "What's with all the British accents in this Studio Ghibli movie?" I'm like, "Oh, right."
I mean, granted,
Just wanted
I
to
feel
point
like
that out.
Earwig and the Witch does take place more in like a British setting in a sense than
Yeah,
like a Japanese
that
one.
is true. Yeah, I think it was supposed to be. It seemed UK London like.
Yeah. You know, the
Where they
craziest
were.
thing, because this shows a parallel with Death Note, because the guy who voices the Mandrake guy is also Willem Dafoe. Which is like crazy how they got that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, pretty crazy. You know what's also crazy? I lied. That he's not in the movie.
God damn it.
I just want to see if you would believe me, and you did. So, thank you. I thought, okay, if I just straight face this, will he believe me?
I'm not saying I'm gonna be a little slurred in my speech, but I might be clouded in my mind and believe some stuff. So
Your palms are sweaty, mom's spaghetti.
Yep.
Once in a
Knees weak,
lifetime.
arms are heavy, vomits on my sweater already.
Full of regretty.
Spaghetti.
Do you prefer Veronica or Betty? But yeah,
back to Earwig.
Yeah, that Earwig. That's basically the cycle. So just like, well, you'll teach me magic. No, I'm not gonna teach you magic. Now keep fucking pounding the bones into dust for me to snort.
Yeah, grind those bones into dust. Cut these shedded snake skins. Cut up this other stuff.
Get the thistles from the garden.
Yeah, pick some thistles and needles out.
Get the raspberries. Get the snozberries. They taste like snozberries.
I don't want to pay an adult. I need to exploit child labor.
I adopted you, so you have to do everything. I've adopted you, so you have to do everything I say. Impeccable. You couldn't even tell that wasn't like a clip from the movie. Yeah, there's a talking cat, and it's like, oh, we can just make the magic spell that repels all magic, and then we can defeat Baba Yaga. However the fuck this plot of this movie goes.
Yeah, so her magic spells don't work against us.
Yeah, they make a voodoo doll of the Baba Yaga, and then she's just like, then they put like a hand on her forehead and like a hand on her ass. And then like the hands are like, damn, witch, you thick as fuck, as it gets a big handful of ass.
Damn, boy.
Yeah. Damn, girl, she
Damn, boy,
thick.
he thick.
Oh yeah, and the witch keeps going like, I'm gonna give you fucking worms if you don't do what I want.
He is very obsessed with
Big,
worms.
thick ass worms. But in the end, it doesn't work because Earwig's able to sidestep the worms, and then she's like, "Oh, well, I'm just gonna put this in this fucking hole in the wall that I made, which leads into the bathroom, but also magically into the fucking Mandrake's musical room."
Because they're magic worms, duh.
Yeah, magic worms.
So magic worms go through magic walls.
And then they don't. Then they cancel each other out, and then they just became normal worms and normal walls. The magic gets like.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Mandrake gets
I
like.
got you.
Yeah. You got me. You got what I'm throwing down.
Yeah, I'm catching your drift.
You're catching my vibe here. You're sensing my vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You're jiving with what I'm like putting down to Pound Town. Clown. Frown. Brown. Gown.
Frown.
Oh, I already said frown.
I said crown.
Oh, crown. Down. Oh, woo. I'll tell you once more before I get off the floor. Don't bring me down. But yeah, the Mandrake is like super pissed. Murders the fuck out of the witch, metaphorically. And
yeah, he just starts grilling the witch with facts and logic.
Yeah, and Earwig's just like, okay, bye. And then after that,
Toodaloo.
it's just like, oh, I guess we're a family now. It turns out I just need the Mandrake to fucking plow me hard, and now I am good. Turns out the witch just needed a good fucking, and the Mandrake gave her that, and now she's good now.
Yeah.
We learned about the band.
Oh yeah, and then also whenever when Earwig sneaks around, she finds the album cover for the band with the witch, the Mandrake, with Bella Yaga, the Mandrake, and then her mom that was titled Earwig, and they keep playing that one song.
Yeah. How'd it go?
That apparently was the only song in the album.
SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy.
Yes, that song.
Squidward. Yeah, just that on loop the whole time.
Yep. Yeah, and that's how they got famous. And then, Earwig's mom decided to say, fuck you, I'm gonna leave. And then Bella Yaga's like, bitch, that's gonna break the witch's code. And she's like, no, fuck you, I want to leave.
And then Baba Yaga slaps her because it's the only thing she knows how to do to win arguments.
Yeah, to slap people and then also threaten to infest them with worms.
Big old thick ass worms.
Yep, the worms are the key to everything.
She slaps Earwig's mom. She slaps Earwig. Fucking, I don't know. She might have tried to slap the Mandrake.
She's slapping more people than Will Smith did at the Oscars.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, that's double.
Yeah, double trouble, baby. But yeah, it's just like the whole film is just Earwig being a little bitch, and then Baba Yaga being like a plus-sized bitch, and the Mandrake being cool because doesn't give enough screen time for them to fuck him up.
The Mandrake just gives no fucks.
He's just like there. Willem Dafoe does not give a fuck in this movie, unfortunately. But I mean, it was probably just a check, like whatever. He got to voice the heron and the boy and the heron, so it was probably that was way more passionate than he probably was in this movie, like easily, because Willem Dafoe was in this movie actually. When I said I was lying, I was just fucking with you.
Yes.
He is in the movie.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
He's in the movie. Look it up. Look him up on Letterboxd. He's on there. He is the English voice actor of the Mandrake. Actually, I don't know if it'll show up on Letterboxd. It probably only does the Japanese cast.
No, it does the Japanese.
Yeah, but he is in this movie. He does voice the Mandrake. I wasn't actually fucking with you there. Like, I'm just saying, you're gonna feel really dumb when you look it up later, and then it's like Willem Dafoe is the Mandrake. But yeah, that's the whole movie is that, and then all of a sudden the witch is like, actually, Earwig, I think you're pretty cool. And Earwig's just like, oh yeah, I sure am. But gee willikers, boy golly, I
Gee
sound like
willikers.
Custard now.
I wish Custard was here.
And then, well, he doesn't. Custard dies in the cold because he's too much of a little bitch to go inside the house. Probably killed by
Well, that's
Earwig's
until
mom because
Earwig's
she
mom
shows up at the
resurrects
end instead.
him, and then she's like, "Hi, child," and then it just cuts the credits.
And then Earwig's mom slaps Earwig. Is like, what the fuck? You're supposed to be at the orphanage. What the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, what are you doing here? I told them not to adopt you. But these two went against my consent.
Earwig opens, sees her mom, face of black. Earwig will return in Avengers Endgame.
Oh, I cannot wait for Earwig to return at Avengers Doomsday.
Oh, so epic. I remember when I saw that chair with her
so
name on it, and I
excited.
fucking clapped so fucking hard. I was like, holy shit, it's fucking Earwig's coming back.
Yeah, didn't you love the post-credits scene where Earwig just, starts prepping up the band with Bella Yaga and the Mandrake, and she's now the lead vocalist?
Oh, yeah,
Just getting everything ready, and then, Doctor Doom comes out of nowhere saying, "This is the last of you," or something, and then Earwig's like, "No, we're gonna defeat you through the power of music."
Oh, yeah, it was so fucking epic. Oh, my God.
And then Captain Planet showed up, too, and you're like, what the hell? And you're like...
He's like, that's right, I'm owned by Marvel now.
And every other Studio Ghibli character showed up. So you got, like, Princess Mononoke, the boy from The Boy and the Heron, even though that came out after this.
You get Pork Rocco, whatever his name is, you get him.
Yep, you got the kid from Spirited Away. You got Porco Rosso.
You get
himself.
the sick guy from The Secret Life of Arrietty, but specifically voiced by the guy from Wizard of Waverly Place, that version of him.
Oh, the dub version? Okay.
Yeah, the dub version. I'm pretty sure Arrietty's voiced by, like, the main sister in Good Luck Charlie, if I remember correctly.
Oh. I only watched the sub version of that, so...
I just remember Disney Channel had the promos for it, and they showed the who were voicing them in the dub.
Oh, yeah. Bridget Mendler, Arrietty. Yep, she is the big sister from Good Luck Charlie.
See, I know my shit sometimes. It just works out.
And yes, the sick boy was the old Elvis brother in Wizards of Waverly Place.
See, I'm not full of... Sometimes I'm not full of shit. Sometimes...
Wow, way to go.
I am right. Sometimes the random shit I say is real. And that's like the whole movie. It's like really, here's the thing I like that like boggles my mind, okay? Because like first off, it's like it's Studio Ghibli's you're helming like the first like CG movie, and you're gonna get flack from this
3D CG movie.
Yeah, the CG movie. You're gonna get flack from this because you're kind of the Studio Ghibli's heralded as like this last bastion of 2D animation. So you're already fighting like an uphill battle. Like, why would you make the first CG film you're making just like a standard slice of life film? Like, what does CG bring to the table that you can't already do with like with the 2D animation?
Which is even more crazy that you say that, because in the end credits, it's literally hand-drawn animations of the characters, and it looks better.
It looks so much better,
and it makes me go, why couldn't you do it like that then? What was it, because the 3D was cheaper? That has to be it.
It has to be like a money thing. It's just like, okay, we'll greenlight your like CG movie, but you're only gonna be given like very little, so you can't do anything like grand scale. So they had to do it. Like, I don't want to say they were like it was like a sabotage, but it does feel like they were kind of might have been set up for failure on this one.
Yeah, especially with that, and then Goro Miyazaki as the director, it did seem like I don't want to exactly say dead on arrival movie, but just one of those that was gonna be very hard to be successful.
I mean, I do want to be a little fair. I don't think the CG is like that like god awful as I think people say. Like I know in
Hmm.
comparison to everything else that Ghibli has done, it doesn't stand a fucking candle.
Oh yeah,
But like in
but it's not
terms
like the
of
most
like
egregious shit.
but like in comparison of like other CG, like I think it's like on par with like the DreamWorks stuff. It's like it's not like bad in any means.
Honestly, the human designs in this look better than in like B movie.
Like I think it's like it's got its own like style. It's like charming enough, but like clearly this
Hmm.
was would have been much more suited with like a hand drawn style that Ghibli usually does.
Yeah, I just kind of wish they went to the hand drawn. That would have been nicer.
And I
But
do think I did get like a couple laughs from like some of the faces or some of the stuff. Like I think the funniest joke in this whole movie for me is when the huge wall of fire, like after Earwig puts all the worms in the wall and the manager gets super pissed and then the fucking whole wall gets
mhm.
engulfed in flames. There's just a scene of just like Earwig just awkwardly sidestepping, then like backing up, sidestepping back across, and then just dunking her into the bed. I thought that was a pretty funny joke. A really good visual gag. Because she just
Yeah,
has that same like shocked face like the entire time as she's moving. I think it like works. But like overall, it's just like I can't help but thinking, why is this CG? Why isn't this 2D animation instead, which would probably be better?
I
Like,
guess because they wanted it again, probably because of money costs, but also they wanted to try something new. I don't know.
like I think I'm in the camp of like Goro really wanted to try a CG movie, and the studio kept saying no, and then they finally relented. But they're like, okay, but we're giving you like a small budget, and this is all you're gonna work with. And like Goro probably knew, even though he probably wanted to do something way bigger, with CG, because
Hmm.
like I feel like if you're gonna do CG, you're gonna do something big in scope. Like yeah, because like a lot of Studio Ghibli, as easy it is to dunk on this one because it's bad, because it's just a slice of life thing. Like Ghibli has covered like big sweeping scales like Princess Mononoke and like all these other like bigger stuff. They on top of their like slice of life stuff. But Goro probably knew like this is the only chance I'm gonna get to do this, and so I'm just gonna have to take what I get and try to make it. I'm trying to make something out of nothing here. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it's something completely different. I didn't dig into the behind the scenes stuff. That like, and maybe that's just me trying to like look at it more of like a like this isn't just some lazy thing that threw together, that there was
Yeah,
like a
trying to see what
passion and a dream.
if there
It's
was
just
the kind of purpose they had for it.
like maybe Goro just like had a vision of like maybe we can make more CG stuff and maybe that could be like interesting, and then he just didn't get the funds, and with the funds he had he couldn't really tell the story he wanted. He had to choose something that was much easier to make, and it just didn't
Hmm.
pan out. And maybe it's not that. Maybe it's just a case that Goro was just a fucking lazy hack that just wanted to make something cheap and just pump it out. Maybe that's the case. I hope it's the first one, because I'd rather it be like a case of like
I
I have
would
a vision, it
prefer
didn't
it the
work
first
out.
one, but at the same time, I'm like, I've seen his other. Okay, I will say this though, like Up from Poppy Hill is not as bad. It's like decent, but still, like given the big perplexion and scale of usually Studio Ghibli, it's supposed to be like some of the best movies usually you've heard of based on its reputation, and it's just mediocre. And then Tales from Earthsea, I just remember it was just really boring,
Yeah.
even though it's beautifully animated in that 2D style.
Maybe the problem was because the Poppy Hill was like the good one, and that one doesn't have Willem Dafoe. While I know Tale from Earthsea and Earwig and the Witch both have Willem Dafoe in it in their English dub, so maybe that's really the problem here is Willem Dafoe.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I think I got out all the stuff I think I want to say about Earwig and the Witch. More like Earwig and the Bitch, am I right?
Hey,
Ayo. Ayo.
Ayo. Yeah, definitely. Probably the worst movie that Ghibli's put out, I would say. Kind of like in the like I kind of said, it's like in the reputation of something like the Cars 2 of Ghibli.
Well, I haven't seen Cars 2.
Oh, you're missing out.
Well, maybe we'll recommend it later.
Maybe, who knows? But honestly, it's actually kind of shocking how this movie just barely develops anything. And then once you get into the story, it's like right before the credits roll, and you're like, oh, so you put in a plot point that feels like it should be, maybe halfway through the movie, like start midway through the second act, but you just kind of put it at the end to be like a cliffhanger to possibly set up a sequel or two. It's just, I don't know. I just don't like how they approach that.
The question, like, how do you make a sequel from here?
I don't
Though,
know, honestly.
like, maybe it's a
But that's
series.
how it
Here,
felt,
let me
how
look
it
up
ends.
Earwig and the Witch, because it's based off a book.
Yeah, it says it is, yeah, like based off a children's book.
Maybe it's like a series, so there's like multiple books, maybe?
I would hope so.
Okay, so here's like the original book. So it's written by Diane Wynne Jones. So let's see if she's got anything else. Well, apparently she did Howl's Moving Castle, so that's also based off a book.
Oh.
There's like 3 Howl's Moving Castle books, apparently.
Damn. That's another Ghibli I need to get on soon.
Okay, but there's Earwig and the Witch. I'm not seeing another one. I think it's just like the one. Granted, it's just a children's book, so maybe it was just like, oh, I wrote the one thing. Like, maybe that's how the book ends. The mom comes home and everyone's happy, and like, that's it. And then that's the end.
I
don't know. She looks like a nice little lady, so, yeah.
She seems like a nice woman.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm good to move on to the next one.
Yeah, I don't know what else I can talk about it because, again, like, there's not much that goes on, but it is just kind of baffling that a movie from a studio like Studio Ghibli just comes out and you're just like, this is what you put out? It feels like it almost felt like a parody movie, like, kind of, like those, I Hate Everything, Search for the Worst movies, or or just any of those like rip-off movies that people talk about on YouTube that they're like, dude, what is this?
I mean, the ones we're gonna have to talk about eventually.
Yeah, those Video Brinkado movies or whatever other studios I think that are, but that's the first one that comes to mind. Cannot wait till we have to talk about those at some point.
Yeah. But yeah, Earwig and the Witch, pretty bad. The magic was pretty good, and I liked Willem Dafoe in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The Mandrake.
Yeah, the Mandrake. The Mandrake. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ooh, woo, woo.
Let's move on to the next film. This is getting a little too cutesy anime. Let's get to the edgy anime now.
Yeah, let's get on to the anime for men. Death Note 2017, the Netflix movie from Adam Wingard, based off of the very popular anime, also titled, or I should say anime and manga titled Death Note. And, Light's back, but instead of Light Yagami, because, it's taking place in America, he's got to have an American name, so his name's still Light, but it's Light Turner. And it's voiced by the other Wolf brother, the one that's not in Hereditary.
Yeah, the one that's in the Naked Brothers band.
Yeah. Yeah, Nat Wolf. And, he's a smart kid. He's kind of a troublemaker, I guess you could say. He's dealing with the death of his mom. He decides to do homework for a bunch of jocks, and there's about, what do they say, like 15 copies of homework that he's doing for other people that's highly illegal. But then one day a death note appears, and Willem Dafoe as the death god Ryuk shows up to teach him about the death note and how to properly use it. And, he starts writing names in there, and as you know, in the manga and anime, it kills people. Even though they're kind of inconsistent with the rules in the notebook, but we'll get more into that later. And then Margaret Qualley, before she really gets big, is in this, and she's basically the Misa type, except her name's Mia in this, and she's also in the same grade as Light as a cheerleader in high school, and they fall lovey-dovey because they love death and killing bad people. And then the police are on him, and L is there to possibly capture him because he thinks he's Kira. And that's, yeah, really the premise of this one. So what did you think about this on a second go around? Because I think you said you watched this before.
Not as good as the first one. I mean, the first watching.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think my attention was like way less at the time. Might have helped that I didn't help that I probably seen a lot better bad movies. I don't know. It's just like kind of lame. It's lamer, and like I've read a good chunk of the Death Note manga, so I had a feeling. The worst thing, they didn't bring back the potato chip TV. So like, what was the fucking point of even fucking
Yeah, they
remaking
don't
it?
do that. Oh, that was a fun sequence in the anime.
Anyway, so let me know when you're gonna start your like Death Note rant, so I can like I don't know, go to the bathroom or like make a sandwich or something. Maybe I can go swing by the movie theater, go watch a movie, and then come back so you can finish up.
Yeah, you can go see Sinners, and then I'll be still probably talking about it because I just watched the anime recently, finished it up recently, and I'm assuming you've seen it as well because it's just one of those that is just very well known in
Actually, I never watched
America
the
specifically.
anime.
Oh,
Like I've read a good chunk of the manga,
but you've read the manga, so there's
and I've seen all the
a
memes,
lot of
which
it
is
that's gonna
basically
be
just the
comparable.
anime anyway. I should
That,
send you some of my fave
fair
Death Note
point.
memes.
That
Actually,
is true. Yeah, that is very true. Memes can really carry the weight of a show, obviously.
Gonna awkwardly move around a bit and have everything just pop and lock. So like, should you rant first, or should we save that for like the end?
I don't know because there's so many plot points that are so inconsistent with the material in the anime that I'm just like I'm baffled, but at the same time it's so funny at how bad they fuck everything up that I'm just like amazed. So I guess I can
I guess I
start
should
the
say
rant
this
if
while I still have it on my brain. But I remember when this came out, everyone was really
okay.
mad that like they made L a white guy. Because it's like it takes place in America, and it's like, oh, why did they keep in Japan and keep him as a Japanese kid? Why did they change that? And I was always baffled of this because, like, wait, we're complaining about them whitewashing Light, but they literally made the whitest character in the show black.
It's also America, so
Yeah.
that's the other excuse I would say.
Yeah, like it takes place in America. Like I don't think it's really that big of a big deal because like it takes place in America, so like that they're probably just gonna make it that anyway. It sucks,
Oh, yeah.
but it's like you're making a mountain out of a molehill. It was just kind of funny to see people complain about that, and then like L, who is like the whitest guy ever in anime, is replaced by like a black guy.
It's replaced by Lakeith Stanfield, who usually in like every movie he's in, he's always really damn good. And in this, he's
I mean, honestly, I think he's probably the best part of this movie too.
oh yeah, he kind of gets the role of he definitely understands the role of what L's supposed to be, but I don't know where some of his choices it happens like goes wrong. I don't know if it was just Adam Wingard's direction or whoever was writing it, or if anyone actually paid attention to what would happen in the manga and anime, like all of that. I don't know. I don't know where they kind of screwed up on him.
They did make Light super lame in this one.
oh, oh yeah, that's a big, especially when they're trying to make Light to be this like super smart guy. He's supposed to be an intellectual genius. He's always trying to find ways to be one step ahead of the law and L even, and he's trying to do all these tricks to get the law enforcement off his back, and to prove that he's not the killer, he's not Kira, he's just the regular normal guy that's a intellectual prodigy, and he's doing all this other stuff, but really he's just kind of an idiot with how he does everything.
Like, it's because they give it all to Mia. They give all the good parts about Light, and they just put them all on Mia.
Yeah, which was also weird because obviously in the series, you know, him and me, like Light and Misa, it was more well because Light usually, no matter what, he needed to be in the steering wheel for everything. He needed to be like the main culprit going, not culprit, he had to be in control of everything going on. And even in like the relationship with him and Misa there, he's the one, he's like, okay, I'm not going to be exactly your boyfriend, but I will pretend to be your boyfriend so you don't reveal anything about the notebook or Kira or anything. But in this, he's just like, yeah, we love killing bad people and we're going to do good for the world. And oh,
Light's
yeah, Mia,
just
you're
like
also going to take control most of the time.
Light's just like, no, we can only kill bad people. Oh, no, we can't kill the agents. That makes us the bad guys. Oh, man.
Yeah, don't kill my dad.
No, don't kill my daddy. That's Light. That's
I
exactly
only
what
have
like sounds
one
like.
I only have one parent left. Mia, don't.
Mia, no.
No.
Mia, no. Don't turn me into a femboy. No.
No, I don't want that.
He will do
Father, when
whatever I
can I
say.
leave to be on my
He will do whatever
own?
I say, Light. Now put these thigh highs on.
Honestly, if it went that direction with the plot, I think it unironically could have been even more funny. Like, you keep the main plot of like the whole just, oh, they're gonna go kill all these criminals with the Death Note notebook, but also Light is kind of the Misa, and then Misa slash Mia is the Light in this situation, the relationship. Where she's the controlling one and she's making him do all this stuff. And man,
Ryuk is a
I,
femboy in the movie.
yeah, Ryuk is a goth femboy.
He's a tsundere. It's not like I want you to write in the Death Note or anything. Baka.
Sussy baka.
Imagine Willem Dafoe saying baka like a tsundere. Yeah, but it's like really lame because the most interesting part of Light is that like he kind of becomes like the villain like real quickly, honestly. Even though he like heralds himself as like the god of the world and everything, and they kind of take that away from him and just leave him with like the parts where he's like the moral upstand. Like they want you to root for like the whole movie. I feel like that's like the whole thing. You're never supposed to question it. Light's kind of the hero. Misa's the kind of the jerk villain that's like manipulating the message. L's just like kind of a weirdo.
Honestly, can we talk about how just L, they kind of screw that up too with his character? Like, they have him showing his face a lot, and that honestly made no sense whatsoever because, like, in the anime, when, you start hearing about L, the only way he's shown at first is through a laptop, and his face cam is just a screen with
The L.
the letter L, and he's presenting himself to the police department like, hello, I'm L, and I want to help in this investigation because I think I have a hunch. But then in this, it's just, there's like a death scene that happens at a Japanese club, and then he's just walking around, he's got his face half covered with a little mask he's got, and then they give a reason for why he eats the candies. It's because of insulin and how it helps him focus, is what Watari describes.
It's
and then he's like,
weed gummies.
Yeah, yeah, it could honestly be weed gummies that helps function, electrify his brain a little bit to focus on all his investigative work, because the guy doesn't sleep. Because Watari always asks at many points, like, how long have you not sleeping? He'll be like, 32 hours.
He's like, Jesus
damn,
Christ, dude, take a fucking nap, man.
Like, take a 20-minute power nap. Like, you need, like, at least 2 hours. Sheesh. Like, I know you want to capture whoever Kira is, but damn, like, let your brain rest a little bit so you can make it work more.
It's okay. I'm taking these weed gummies. They're gonna keep me in line. Or he has one
Yeah,
of those
that's
like
gonna
fucking
help.
like over. He's got Flintstone chewable vitamins. These vitamins will keep me alive. Nom, nom, nom. Or like those one of
Yeah,
those
then
ones that
he's
have like the fish oils and stuff, like
yeah,
gas station
those
vitamins.
omega threes.
Yeah, those omega threes, like those in those little bags where it's just like you need to take all these pills once a day. He just pounds those down. But keep going on your L rant.
Yeah, so besides like him basically, showing himself off right away, like his first press conference, when he learns about who's leading the Kira investigation at the Seattle police office, he's like, okay, I know that Kira is not from Japan, even though that is a Japanese word for killer, because
I'm not
I
interrupt,
know
but
he's
with
from
your cadence,
Seattle.
for some reason, my brain immediately went to like Barack Obama. Now I know that Kira is not in Japan.
Let me be clear.
Let me be clear, Kira is not in Japan.
He's not in Japan. Yeah, Barack Obama's L.
I have the Death Note. He couldn't get the Chaos Emerald, so he got the Death Note instead.
But yeah, so he then, meets, or I should say meets with Light's dad, who's leading the investigation through the laptop. And then he's like, yeah, he's in Seattle, because that one guy that killed your wife and Light's mom? Yeah, he died. So I just kind of got the assumption that he's there. And then also that one bully that was at L's high school got killed. Yeah, I just kind of assumed he was in Seattle, and I
Oh
think
yeah,
I'm
fucking
100%
L's
clear.
whole. Or you're like an adult, so if you hit me, it's like child abuse.
Child
It like
abuse.
the thing that went to mind was fucking Joey King Gory. Like you are smegma.
What's funny is you're smegma. And then reads the definition of smegma. But yeah, then L, he just shows up at the Seattle police office, and then, they're given the speech about, oh, hey, Kira, if you see me, come kill me. Even though it was completely different in the series, where the whole thing was L decided to put a convicted criminal as a hostage but pretend he's L, and then he says his name, and then L would write his name in the notebook and then kill him. And then he's like, oh man, L's a little stupid than I thought. And then he's like, hey, wait, that's not L. And then it's just that whole cat and mouse game of L being kind of and that's another thing too. Like, L is supposed to be sort of suspicious of Light, but not fully sure, even though in this they kind of forget that, and then L's just
like to
very
be
insistent on
fair,
Light.
the TV show live is like 26 episodes. Spoiler alert, L dies,
27.
so like he's not in the whole thing. But they have
Yeah.
time to like do that. They only got like an hour
Yeah.
40, and L isn't introduced till like 20, 30 minutes into the film plot anyway. So
About
they
like
have to technically
25-ish.
speed it along. Still sucks, but like I get why they did that.
Yeah.
Like
feel
you
like
you
could
can't keep
make this-
keep Light hidden for a while, then just have him show up, because then by that point you will have very little movie left to really show
that's
him
very
off.
true. Because I know there is the series of live action movies they have in Japan that are supposed to be a series of them. So maybe those do it better, but who knows?
I know. Well, if they're ranked low enough, you can probably next year you can recommend both of them if you win again.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. All right, back to L.
Yeah, back to L.
Yeah, let's not also forget some of the other stuff he does. Like, obviously, like we just said, like it's kind of hard to, make an hour 40, but also cram all of his other material in, which kind of sucks, because I feel if you had the intention to make a good live action Death Note movie, it would be something over 2 hours, but I don't know, with this team they could have done it. So we don't know, but then how L's very insistent, like he's meeting Light in a cafe where he's hanging out, doing homework and all that, and then he just jumps up on the chair, just going, "I know you're Kira, so prove it. So just say it right here, right now." And then L's like, "Yeah, you're the guy. You're L. You're that living legend."
Whoa,
And
I heard you're a
then,
pretty epic gamer.
"Yeah, I hear you're a pretty good gamer along with a detective. And you also really love sweets."
L leaves up. I heard you like thigh highs. No, I don't like thigh
I
highs.
know your dirty
No.
secret, and if you don't reveal your Kira, I'm gonna expose that to the public, and
I'm gonna
then
reveal
they'll
your
hate.
OnlyFans that your girlfriend makes you have. No, no, don't do that.
No,
No.
that would be, ugh, wow, that would be something.
A completely different movie.
A completely different movie, but honestly would be kind of funny. But we don't get that.
No, we just get the lame version because Adam Wingard's a lame-o.
Adam
Yeah,
Wingard.
dumb.
Yeah, because he's dumb.
But back to L and Light.
Yeah, but back to Ellen Light and the rushed cat and mouse chase where they're trying to get the upper edge on each other. They just don't. And it just leads to a lot of hey, L, what the fuck are you doing in my house and interrogating my son with his girlfriend here? Like, dude, just stop. I don't like your intentions. I don't like your approach to everything. Hey, I'm gonna call my police. I'm just gonna call all the cops in my police department who sympathize with Kira because, he's doing our jobs, but I don't like what Kira's doing.
Yes, we don't have to do our job. We get paid to sit around do nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't get to do anything. Let's go. But we will do this for our boss.
Fine.
Because I guess we gotta do
we'll
our
do
job at some point. It's honestly even more funny that we're like barely also talking about oh my god, Ryuk, because he's barely in the movie, which is weird because he's pretty close to Light in the series.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of around the whole time. He doesn't like just show up whenever. Okay, I shouldn't say it like that. Like he does show up whenever, but it's not like he's just there to be like, hey, this is how you have to use the notebook, and this is what happens.
His whole role is just nudging along. The crazy thing is everyone says he's voiced by Willem Dafoe, but actually he's not. It's just like a completely different guy, actually, just doing an impression. It's pretty weird.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not marketable.
It's not
for a movie like this.
Yeah.
We gotta get famous names so people will watch it.
But yeah, Ryuk, he's kind of not there. He's got a whole thing where he's like, come on, Light, give up the death note to someone else if you're not going to use it. And like, that's like kind of his like whole dynamic. He's like, your girlfriend's way better than you. And you should give her the death note, Light. No, I don't want to do that. No.
Just leave it out in the open. Don't use it for 7 days, and then I'll find a new one. Even though you could literally just also say, I relinquish my ownership of the Death Note. Just give it to somebody else, please. Like, done. Could do it just like that, and it would be done quicker. But
that wouldn't make a very good movie.
Yeah, but that wouldn't make it steak worthy.
Yeah, but there's I forgot. I had a thought, and then I just instantly fucking lost it.
That sucks.
I don't know. The weird thing is, like, Elle gets, like, super, like, emotional in the movie because, like, Akira gets, like, shot a lot. Because, Light, basically, is just like, oh, I'll like, find out Elle's name, and then we can just... But I'm not going to kill Akari. Because his plan's like, oh, I'll make Akari go search for Elle's name for me.
Yeah. He just uses the Death Note for hypnotism.
And it's like, as long as I burn the page, it'll be fine. But I can only get to do it one time.
Yeah, but I can only burn the page one time. But, like, what if there were other names on the Death Note? Like, and if you kill them, do they just get resurrected? Like, what are you doing?
I think it's probably like the
Like,
last name that was written down. That's my
I
assumption.
guess if that was the case, but still weird. Still a weird rule. Also really stupid because yeah, Watari just drives away and he goes to that orphanage that, he took L from and then put him under his wing to be a ace detective, which honestly is really weird to think about. And then L's just going full gamer mode, just control freak mode about
Go
everything, and
full gamer mode.
mm-hmm, being very insistent on Light, which obviously he should be in the first place,
Yeah.
because in this case, this Light is really dumb. Like I said before, he's just really dumb, and he's not the smartest guy with the Death Note because he literally will at times have it out in open in public, just writing in it or looking at it, reading the rules. And then Mia, when she meets him after, he gets beat up by that one guy, she's like, what is that? Don't tell me it's your diary. And it's, ooh, a Death Note. That's hot. Oh. Oh, and you get to kill people with that Death Note? Oh, daddy, that is very hot.
No, no.
And now put this on.
Put these cat
Okay?
ears on.
Yeah, put these cat ears and maid outfit on and
do a little dance. No, dance with the camera. No, no. No, don't do that. No.
we gotta get the subscriptions up.
We gotta get more people to subscribe to Netflix.
Yes. More femboys on Netflix. Let's see. So yeah, Watari, yeah, he's going out to the orphanage. And then, because it's a high school, so Light and Mia, they go to their winter wonderland dance, their winter ball dance,
I
homecoming,
guess.
something like that. Because, that's what this movie needed in an American version of Death Note.
It's all culmination because it's there. Misa is like, hey, Light, guess what? I wrote your name in the Death Note. Thanks for all the fucking femboy pics, idiot. No.
Yeah, now I'm gonna be super rich, and now I got the Death Note with me, and I can kill whoever the fuck I want.
Man, isn't that just epic or what?
So cool in based.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? You're just not epic and bait. You're not as red pill to base enough for me. Or the Death Note.
Exactly.
She got you good, Light. Baka. It's not like I wanted her to get the Death Note or anything, Baka.
Very
But it's a big race against the clock. L is trying to arrest Light. Light's trying to stop Misa. He's fucking writing shit. He gets like the Death Note back and he's got to write in it. He's got to go to the thing. L is chasing him. L is doing this weird hunched over run. It's fucking crazy. But in the end,
He's running with a gun. He's gonna shoot and kill Light.
He's gonna slam and welcome him to the jam, baby.
That's against him. Against usually everything he does, but yeah. Then it's Space Jam. They do a rap battle to Space Jam. Like, who can sing it better? And then they go on... Oh, yeah. And then, Light texts Mia, and he's like, let's go to the Ferris wheel like we did for that one date we had an hour before. And then they go on the top, and then, they go on the Ferris wheel even though it's closed. And they're like, hey, what the fuck? And then it's like, hey... shut up, I'm gonna kill you if you don't let us on. And then he's like, okay. And then they're both on it. And then he's like, hey, you get this, but I also did write your name on this. And then Mia's like, what the fuck? And then it starts collapsing, and it's a Final Destination style death.
Well, I mean, all the deaths are Final Destination style.
It really was Final Destination like. And I'm like, damn, I'm waiting for Bloodlines now.
And I was like, damn, I wish I was just watching a different Final Destination. I wish I was watching Final Destination 3 again.
I wish I was watching one of the sequels or even the first movie, but not the Final Destination.
No, not that one. That one sucked.
That one is awful.
I gotta see.
It is so bad.
I gotta see. Did I put Death Note above or below my ranking, my non-2025 films I saw in 2025? Is Death Note above or below The Final Destination? I put it above The Final Destination. So yeah, I'd
Okay,
rather
I would
watch
definitely
Death
put it
Note
above
than The Final Destination.
because this movie's was at least funny. But yeah,
Yeah.
so we get Final Destination style death for Mia, where the Ferris wheel starts decombusting and then nails start flying out and then she's falling to her death and she dies, but Light miraculously only gets concussed and he's
He hits the water while she hits the flower display.
yeah, she hits the flowers, but it's hard enough that she dies. So bye Mia.
Bye bye.
And Light's in a coma for 2 days and then in the anime, in the manga, Light's dad's very insistent that his son isn't Kira, but once he wakes up from his coma, he's like, son, why the fuck did you not tell me you were Kira before? And then Light goes into probably one of the most batshit insane plans he ever had because, after they found out, or I shouldn't say they found out who Kira was, but once there was a following for Kira, they had a whole website of people they wanted killed in the name of Kira. And they're like, all right, so here are some bad people in the area. And that one rule we talked about with the you get to burn only one page? Yeah, it was used for me. And I was going to use these other people as pawns in my game. And then 48 hours later, they're going to die. Because I'm an epic gamer.
He's just like, I wrote in the Death Note that Mia will fall to her death and her phone will break. Therefore, all the femboy pictures of me on there can no longer be recovered. None will ever know about
No
my femboy
archive.
lifestyle.
Exactly. No more archive.
No, no will know now. No,
Father.
no, father. When are you gonna check me out of my hospital on my own? And then, do you think they're trying to set up for a sequel?
The way it ends, it seemed like it because, Light's in the hospital, and then after he explained that whole plan, and then those two really bad people got killed, like coincidentally after Light got rescued, and then the book was returned to him. Light, or I should say L, he breaks into Light's house and finds the Death Note there. And it looks like he's gonna write his name in. And then that's where it ends, where Ryuk just, starts chuckling like, you humans are interesting. Or so interesting. And then it just cuts the credits and you're like, wait, what? So was Light gonna actually kill Elg was gonna kill Light right there? Because that's what it seemed like it was implying. But who knows? It was very weird how everything wrapped up, and
everything
still
just worked out
like,
fine.
Yeah,
Because Light was a good guy and never sold out his morals for anything.
exactly.
And he gets repaid by that because fucking when he gets fucking held at gunpoint by L, the random dude just fucking assaults L with a piece of wood. And then he was like, "Hi, Light," and he did a Nazi salute to him. And he's like, "Thank you, but you should probably change your salute to something not that."
Yeah, we need something different because I am Lord Kira. Even though he never really revealed to anyone he was Kira, he was just, a guy. But I guess he just kind of knew through telekinesis.
Well, I mean, L literally said, "Oh yeah, this is L. I mean, this is Light. So just go back inside."
Yeah. But still, hilarious how this all plays out. It's so funny how they had everything there. And I mean, it was going to be a tough hill to climb anyway with an hour 40-minute movie with an anime that was 37 episodes long because, you're going to have parts cut here and there. But the way that the end product plays out, you're just kind of going, what? you kind of rushed stuff, but at the same time, you also missed out on a lot of stuff. So you really edged on both ends, but you still don't know what you did.
Yeah. I think I'm all talked down at Death Note. Do you want to begin your rant now, or did you feel like you already got it out of your system?
I mean, I feel like I got most of it because there's a lot, like I said, like I mean, we went through the main plot points and the inconsistencies here on out, and I mean, there's so much you could talk about with this and how it just fucks up everything. But I feel like I got at least everything I needed out because obviously you're just going through like the whole Light versus L saga mostly, but it's what I would say would probably be like the first, I don't know, roughly 18-ish episodes, roughly, I think is where it would be. But
Okay.
then again, it feels like you're grasping at straws because there are a lot of story elements from the main series that are just cut out in this, and it just kind of goes into a regular high school romance drama with Death Note elements. So that's really how it just plays out, unfortunately. And that kind of sucks. So,
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
else? You're kind of
Yeah.
done?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Like a
yeah.
lady. Like a lady in a mountain. In a mountain. But yeah, I'm good. I don't think I have anything left to say about the Death Note until it's too late to talk about it.
Yeah, there'll probably be something else that pops up. You're like, oh fuck,
Oh well, maybe
that's what
next
I meant to say
episode.
before. Yeah, I'm a little talked out.
Well, hopefully not too talked out to answer questions because we got those to do as well. But yeah, let's move on to the next bit if we're good to go.
Yeah. So now that we've talked about the movies, which one would you say is the best of the two we talked about?
Well, for me, I think I'm gonna actually give it a Death Note. I think it's a bit more sillier than the Earwig and the Witch. There's more plot and there's more development. There's a beginning, middle, the end. Which Earwig and the Earwig and the Witch doesn't have. And yeah, I think Death Note's just the more digestible film. It's not good. I don't even think
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's close to like top half, but for what it is, it's fine enough. I could probably watch it again.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna say that also Death Note is the best of the two, mostly because even with how bad they butcher the material, it's still hilarious, and the deaths were honestly so funny that it felt like someone watched a Final Destination death compilation clip montage, and they were like, "We can do that
Yeah,
for a
we
Netflix
could do
movie."
that again.
Yeah,
So did you say which one you picked?
yeah, Death Note.
Death Note. Okay, well, Death Note wins. Congratulations, Death Note.
Death Note 2017, you won
Yeah,
something.
you won something. Modern movie won through technicality. You win through just by making this your episode.
Yep.
Victory for Cole all around. But the real winner was you, fellow listener. Congratulations.
Way to go.
Yep. But now it is time for us to do questions. And we actually got a good couple of questions. We got four to be exact. First one's
Ooh.
from Robert, which would be, how would you pitch your dream video game adaptation? Alright, I show up, I go, okay guys, look at the landscape. Okay, first off, we're gonna make a Minecraft movie, because Minecraft's hip to the kids. We get Jack Black as Steve, because like everyone loves Jack Black. Pulling Jason Momoa, make him look like the biggest dweeb on the fucking planet. Make him look like a knockoff He-Man, because he's a bit of a loser from his home planet too. Get a bunch of other people, do some like wacky shenanigans, and then Bing Bang Boom. What are you talking about? $1 billion movie. And then they kicked me out because like they already made the Minecraft movie, but like maybe I can milk it for a sequel somehow.
Chicken jockey.
Yeah, and then I fucking I and then like I say chicken jockey and they all clap and stand up and clap.
Everyone just starts throwing their popcorn everywhere.
Yeah.
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 Woo!
But like more serious dream video game adaptation.
Mm.
Honestly, you could probably do like Left 4 Dead. Probably could cheat a bit and maybe adapt the Sacrifice comic. Because the Sacrifice is a campaign you can play in Left 4 Dead. You could probably take what happens from there, where they get saved, to the facility, and then you can start from there with their movie, and then you can have it go into like the Sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like it get a pretty decent pitch because there's already like a narrative and a structure and everything. So I don't think it would be too hard to make that into like a whole movie.
First thing that came into mind for me was the first BioShock.
Is there not a BioShock movie already in development?
Wait, is there? Wait.
There...
Oh, wait. There could be. Fuck. Hang on. Wait. Let me look this up. Oh, wait. I meant BioShock movie. I just didn't mean just BioShock. BioShock movie just got a great update. Oh, yeah, there is. It's a Netflix live-action BioShock adaptation.
Huh.
Good news for fans. Years of development. Stalled by Hollywood strike. Script rewrites. Significant shift in... Ooh.
Yeah. So how would your pitch go for a BioShock movie?
Okay, let's say it's a different version of it, because it seems
BioShock
like
2.
the ones I'm reading, it's talking about like smaller budgets and stricter, storyline. Like it's gonna condense some things. So, because I've only played the first one. I will say, I've played the first game. How would I honestly don't know, because the game plays out it's lengthy, but I'm like, what would I want to cut out? Because I feel like it's gonna be tough to cut out some stuff within that first game to try and make it all.
Okay, this isn't working.
You have like that.
I'm gonna mix this up for you. Okay, we're gonna do some RP.
Okay.
I'm gonna be the business executive. You're the guy. You're coming to pitch me this BioShock movie.
Oh, god damn it!
All right, here we go. So I'm like, all right. So I was told you had a pitch for me, about the BioShock. I wanted to hear it because I am also an avid gamer as well, and I'm interested to hear your pitch for this movie.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh, bit ruined. I ruined it.
Maybe.
All right. Well, get out of my office. I'm calling security. Beep, boop, boop, boop,
no!
Beep. That's me dialing up security right there.
Here's the Gwimbly movie I wanted to talk about.
Guards, get this guy out of here. He's trying to sell me Gwimbly merch, and no one likes Gwimbly. It's all about live action services, or whatever the fuck it is.
It's all about microtransactions and DLCs, and fuck you. Want a chicken nugget?
Yeah, exactly. Get this guy out of here. Leave another code. Don't give him his jacket.
I fucked it up.
All right. Well, if we're done with that question,
I really don't have one, honestly.
All right. Well, this question is more for me from Ben, which was, what was the inspiration for Ninjedi's nickname, and where is his profile picture from, and what exactly is it of? Well, my nickname comes from back in middle school. I was just like, Ninja, Jedi. If I took off the A in Ninja and I took off the J in Jedi and I combined the two, Ninjedi. Boom, that's so fucking clever. No one has ever thought of this before. And that's
so
just
cool.
And I just kind of used it for like, I've kind of used it as my username for like a couple different websites. So like, it's just, and I used it for Discord. And luckily for me, when Discord did their thing, when they're just like, oh, you have to just pick a forever name for your username now, I was able to snag Ninjedi before anyone else, so I didn't have to do like Ninjedi 1 or something. So that was pretty epic. My profile pic is from a friend. They actually drew it up for me, and I've used it ever since because I like it so much. And it's basically just their kind of rendition of what like a ninjutsu would look like in their mind. And it's a pretty cool picture, and I really like it.
And that's how it was born.
There's the lore dump. I hope it was exciting as it was for me to tell it. Next question involves the both of us this time, so you can actually say something. For Mattias, is scariest living animals?
Tarantula, those huntsman spiders.
Anything that can anything poisonous that can kill
Fucking
you in like
terrifying.
minutes.
Like any of those freaky ass creatures from Australia that aren't kangaroos.
Those like bugs that can crawl into your ears when you sleep.
Yeah,
The
those
earwigs.
hippos. They can snap you in half with their jaw. Those are terrifying.
My fucking cat, when I wake up and have to go pee and I open my door and I feel brushed by my fucking leg. Bastard.
My dogs, when they don't cooperate with me, that's fun and scary. When they try to bite me.
Yeah.
Big kitty cats like lions and tigers.
And bears.
Oh my.
Hey, that was pretty good.
So cool.
Yeah. Sharks. Just like the idea of or really any ocean creature can just drag you down and kill you. Like make you drown.
Sharks are definitely up there. Alligators and crocodiles too. You do not want to get close to those things.
Probably really big grizzly bears.
Snakes.
Especially when they're on a plane.
Yep. I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
I'm tired of these mother flipping snakes on the Monday to Friday plane. Yeah, that's a bunch of scary animals. So now we'll move on to our final question from Timmy. 50 coals and 50 ninjutsus versus 1 gorilla. Who wins? I'm going to say the 50 coals and 50 ninjutsus. And I have a good reason for it.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah,
go off, Queen.
Because I figured this out through facts and logic.
Oh,
think about it. 1 gorilla's pretty strong, right? But thing is, it's still only just 1 gorilla. We just have to, as long as only a couple of us kind of attack at a time, we can just slowly tire the gorilla out to the point of exhaustion, where the remainder of us that are still alive can just pound this gorilla to fucking death. Yeah, we're just gonna beat the shit out of this fucking thing. We're gonna slowly tire it out to the point where it just can't do anything anymore, and then we just fucking kill him. That's all you gotta do.
I like it. Good plan.
The problem is that after we kill the gorilla, then we're gonna have to fight out for who's gonna be which one of us takes over as the original as the new the hosts, and what if we end up oops, I accidentally killed all the coals and now I have 2 ninjutsus.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Maybe I just bring the gorilla back as the co-host.
You just revive the gorilla. You're just sure.
Yeah, it's unfortunately I murdered the coals too hard that they're not really salvageable, unlike the gorilla, so I guess I gotta bring that one back.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
that'll do.
Okay, so maybe we should help give the gorilla the edge. It knows sign language. Do you think that would make him stronger or no?
Ooh, if you gave it a power glove that speaks sign language, then maybe.
Oh, like Amy.
And if that gorilla's name is Amy.
I mean, the fact that it's able to understand that arguably
Martini.
Increases the intelligence level of the monkey. It might be in on the plan and can outsmart us, I guess. But I still feel like we would still be able to defeat it. We just have to be more clever with it. Anyway, that's kind of all our questions. Actually, who do you think would win between 50 coals and 50 ninjas?
I mean, if I was being realistic, it depends on the plan, but I feel like that gorilla's going to be way too damn strong. But unless you have all 100 of us, attacking at the same time, I mean, we're going to lose a lot, but if we're able to tire it out, we'll have a fighting chance. But I feel like a gorilla is just... it's going to overpower it at some point. So I'm giving it to the gorilla, but I did like your plan on the tiring out phase. So yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, that's all our questions. So, well, actually, I guess technically you have to do it. You're the host.
Yep. So now we're out of questions and we're on to the recommendations for next episode. And since the episode before we did this, I had the modern pick, so I'm gonna go with the retro recommendation. And I am deciding on a movie that I was actually going to recommend back in February before Ninjedi decided to do the Birdemic trilogy after getting mad about me for the 50 Shades
Well,
movies.
I think I was valid to be mad about that.
I mean, it was valid, but yeah, it was legitimately gonna be the movie I recommended before because there was a movie that was coming out in February, and Thunderbolts just came out, or AK now it's now known as the New Avengers. Spoiler alerts for Thunderbolts, but honestly, who cares? It's another one of those Marvel movies, kind of like the Fantastic Four we talked about previously. So we're going with 1990s Captain America, starring the Catcher in the Rye's author's son.
Nice. This was on my watches. I've been interested in checking out more about Albert Pune's work. So yeah, I know this works. Like I liked Alien in it from LA. So and yeah, I'm pretty excited to check out the other stuff he's done.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
All right, well that leads to me and my retro pick. I wanted to recommend this last time before you kind of butted in with it, and so I don't know if this will work now, but I really want to give it a shot. It's something we've technically done before, but not as a recommendation.
Ooh.
Uh, but I kind of want to see if we can pull this off because I kind of want to see how this would go. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you might hate me for this,
Oh no.
but
I'm
their
scared.
modern recommendation's gonna be 2025's a Minecraft movie. Let's
God fucking damn it.
let's all go to the theater. Let's all go to the theater. Let's all go to the theater. Enjoy ourselves some Minecraft. Assuming, I mean, I'm hoping it's still because it was super successful, so I feel like they're still gonna be playing it in theaters right now. And like, yeah, so if you don't want to get spoiled for Captain America, I mean, in the event if we're unable to
I
do it, I
mean,
do have
I
a
was gonna
backup.
watch this at some point for whatever fucking reason, but fuck, I didn't think it was gonna be recommended. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I mean, in the event that it's not playing in theaters, we have no way to watch it. I do have like a backup just in case of something else. But I do think I want us to at least put in the effort to do a Minecraft movie in theaters. I mean, we did
Yippee.
do Madam Web.
We did do Madam Web, but that was just more of, hey, let's just talk about it because it was out in theaters, and
Well, no, you were like, I want to talk about this on Nefarious Reels. You should go see it in theaters. And I went, okay.
yeah, I did. And then we were like, hey, it actually panned out because the movies we talked about didn't have a lot going for them. So thanks, Madam Web.
Yeah, I mean, we still picked Replicator over it, though, even though it wasn't
Yeah,
even
that
the
was
wheelhouse.
true.
We couldn't make the ultimate bit of picking Madam Web as the winner. But yeah, if you don't want to get spoiled for Captain America or a Minecraft movie or an alternate to that one if we were unable to see it, how about checking out those movies in advance? Also, how about liking, subscribing, and asking us questions? Also, I have a Blue Sky and we have a Spotify, and check those out. And you all have a good day and have a happy Morbius.
Happy Morbius, happy Death Note,
Happy Death Note,
happy,
happy Earwig and the Witch,
happy Earwig the band.
happy Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, William Dafoe.
Yeah, happy L, happy Light, happy
Bye bye.
Femboy, Happy no. Bye bye.
Bye.